press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, from today we discuss about a new chapter, that is anatomy of flowering plants. Flowering plant, we know that these are nothing but the angiosperms. Then anatomy, see this chapter is very important for practical exam and the theory exam, and also for NEET or any other competitive exams. So the question arises is, what is anatomy? Definition for anatomy. Anatomy is a branch of biology. It's a branch of biology which deals with study of internal structure of an organism. It's a branch of biology which deals with study of internal structure of an organism. So in biology we will study the plants in botany and animals in zoology. If we study the internal structure of plants, then it is called as plant anatomy. If we will study the internal structure of animals, then it is called as animal anatomy. So here we will study the flowering plants anatomy, means that is plant anatomy. Is a branch of biology which deals with study of internal structure of organisms or plants. The internal structures is like the stem, leaves, roots. Okay, so it is called as anatomy. Next, plant histology. Plant histology. Plant histology refers to study of tissues. Plant tissues is nothing but the branch of biology which deals with study of plant tissues, is called as plant histology. If we will study the animal tissue, then it is called as animal histology. Then the question arises is, what is tissue or tissues? We know that the cells are the fundamental structural and functional unit of an organism. ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದರದ್ದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ನ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋವಂಥದ್ದು. ದೆನ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ನಡೆಯುವಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಎ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನಿಸಮ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾವೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾಸ್, yeast, like fungus. So it may have at least a single cell or multicellular organism as like human beings, plant, etc. Then the tissues is defined as, tissues is nothing but the group of tissues are group of similar or dissimilar cells. See, the tissues are group of similar or dissimilar cells. Cells are the fundamental and basic unit of an organism. It's the structural and functional unit of an organism. So the cells, the group of cells is called as tissues. Tissues means the group of similar, they may be similar or dissimilar cells having having same or common, having same or common origin and function. So their origin means birth. ಆ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಆ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಒಂದೇ ರೀತಿ ಏನಾಗಿರ್ತವೆ, ಆರಿಜಿನ್ನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತವೆ, ಬರ್ತ್ನ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತವೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಮುಂದೆ ನೀವು ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ನ ಓದಿದಾಗ ಅದ್ರ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಸಿಮಿಲರ್. ದೇ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆರ್ ದೇ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಟೈಪ್, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಆರ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆರಿಜಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ function. Okay, so this is of about tissues, histology and anatomy. Take down this. Next, types of plant tissues. Types of plant tissue means classification of plant tissue. See, the plant tissue are not complex like animal tissues. Animal tissues are very complex to study, but when compared to animal tissues, plant tissues are not complex and they are very easy to study and understand. So the plant tissue is mainly divided into two types. It is mainly divided into two types. First we called as meristematic tissues. First one we called as meristematic tissue and second one is called as permanent tissues. Meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue, meristems means division. The meristematic tissue are inactive cells and they are capable of continuous mitotic type of cell division. These are inactive cells. Meristematic tissues are made up of inactive cells and they are incapable of continuous mitotic cell division. Means they are involved in mitotic cell division. So meristematic tissues are in active stage of mitotic cell division. Then permanent tissue, they lost the activity of power of division. They lost power of division. But meristematic tissue, meristems in Greek term, meristems means division, are in an active stage of continuous mitotic type of cell division. Then permanent tissue, they lost the power of cell division. See, this permanent tissue are originated from meristematic tissues. Then the meristematic tissue is classified into classification classification of meristematic tissue based on origin, position, location, okay, and function. Based on location, or position is of three types, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. Based on location or position in the plant body, the meristematic tissue are divided into apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. Then based on origin, the meristematic tissue is classified into promeristem, then primary and secondary meristem. Promeristem, primary and secondary meristem. Then last one, based on function, the meristematic tissue is divided into protoderm, ground meristem, and procambium. See, based on the function, it is divided into protoderm, ground meristem, and procambium. So the classification of meristematic tissue does not have types. It is classified based on location or position in the plant body. ಯಾವ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ, ಅಪಿಕಲ್ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಇಂಟರ್ಕ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಲ್ಯಾಟರಲ್ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ದೆನ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಆರಿಜಿನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಬರ್ತ್, ಆರಿಜಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಬರ್ತ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಮೂರು ಟೈಪ್ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ರೋಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ದೆನ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ, ಆ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಡರ್ಮ್, ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಕೇಂಬಿಯಂ, ಅದನ್ನು ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ನೋಡೋಣ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು permanent tissue, difference between meristematic tissue is permanent tissue, they lost the power of division, whereas meristematic tissue is in active stage of continuous mitotic division. See, this permanent tissue is divided into two types. ಅದನ್ನ ಎರಡು ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾವುದನ್ನ? ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ನ. First we called as simple permanent tissue. Then second one we called as complex permanent tissues ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. Simple permanent tissue ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ these are the tissue made up of homogeneous masses of cells. These are the tissues, means simple permanent tissue made up of homogeneous masses of cell. Homo ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್, ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಪ್, ಒಂದೇ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿರ್ತವೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್. ವೆರಸ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ is made up of heterogeneous heterogeneous masses of cells. Even though they are made up of hetero means different type of cells. Even though they are made up of different type of cells, but they coordinate together to perform same type of function. Function ಒಂದೇ type ಇರುತ್ತೆ, functions different ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, but they are made up of different type, different shape ಇರ್ತವೆ, okay, different type ಇರುತ್ತೆ, but their main function is similar. ಅದ್ರ main function ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ similar ಆಗಿದೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಒಂದೇ ಥರ ಇರ್ತವೆ and they perform common function. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ different type ಇರುತ್ತೆ, but they perform common function. Then simple permanent tissue is divided into three types, that is parenchyma, simple permanent tissue is divided into three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and last one sclerenchyma. Simple permanent tissue is made up of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Whereas complex permanent tissue is divided into two types. Complex permanent tissue is divided into two types, that is xylem and phloem. Means they are nothing but conducting tissue. Simple permanent tissue are nothing but conducting tissue, that is they will conduct the food and water. Xylem is involved in conduction of food and minerals from the soil. Phloem is involved in conduction of xylem is involved in conduction of water and minerals. Phloem is involved in conduction of food in the plant body. Then parenchyma is living non-mechanical tissue. Collenchyma is living mechanical tissue. It gives mechanical support to the plant body. Sclerenchyma, dead mechanical tissue. Parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma are simple permanent tissues. Parenchyma is living, but it does not give any mechanical support to the plant body. So living non-mechanical tissue. Collenchyma is living and it gives mechanical support to plant body. So it is living mechanical tissue. Then sclerenchyma is dead, but it is involved in giving support or mechanical strength to the plant body. So sclerenchyma is dead mechanical tissue. Xylem involved in conduction of water and minerals from the soil. Phloem is involved in conduction of food inside the plant body. So these are the major types of tissues, plant tissues. ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay, now we will study one by one. First, we will take up the meristematic tissues. So, meristematic tissue definition are in an active, meristematic tissue are immature, means they does not undergo the process of maturation. They are immature cells and are in an active stage of mitotic cell division. So, these are immature cells and our cells are in an active stage of mitotic cell division. They are in an active stage of continuous mitotic cell division. So, then characters of meristematic tissues and cells. So, the meristematic tissues are immature. It does not have any maturity and active in cell division. They are in active process of cell division, and the cells are closely packed without intercellular space. The cells are closely packed without any intercellular space. Next, the nucleus is at center. The nucleus always located is at center. They lack vacuoles. If present, they are small. So, actually they lack the vacuoles, the empty cavity present in the plant cell, it is absent in animal cell. They lack vacuole, but permanent cells contains the vacuole. But if vacuole is present, if they are present, they are very small. Then plastids are in form of proplastids. They contain plastids. Plastids means the three largest cell organelle consists chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast are called as plastids. Plastids are in form of very immature, small, called as proplastids. Okay. Then shape of the cells are spherical, oval rectangular, like that, and polygon or polygon. So the shape may be spherical, oval, rectangular or polygonal in nature. Then they do not store reserve food. So they do not store any reserve food materials. Reserve food materials are present in permanent tissues like parenchyma and collenchyma, whereas the meristematic tissue does not store any reserve food materials. Okay, characters are immature and are active in cell division, continuous cell division. Cells are closely packed without intercellular space. Intercellular space means the space present between the two cells, in between the two cells. The space in between two cells is absent. The nucleus is at the center. It is always at the center due to absence of vacuoles. Vacuoles are absent. If it is present, they are very small. Plastids are in the form of proplastids. Means they are immature primitive plastids. Shape is spherical, oval, rectangular or polygonal. It may be spherical, oval, rectangular or polygonal. Then they do not store any reserve food material. See the structure. The cell shape, I told you, it may be of polygonal, rectangular, oval, spherical in nature, right? See, the cells are rectangular and they are closely packed without any intercellular space. ನೋಡಿ ಇದೊಂದು ಸೆಲ್ ಈ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ನಡುವೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಇಂಟರ್ಸೆಲ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ಗಳು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ದೆನ್ ದೇ ಕಂಟೈನ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಲೊಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಲ್. ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಅದೇ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ನ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ನ ನೋಡಿದರೆ ನ್ಯೂಕ್ಲಿಯಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಪುಶ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಪೆರಿಫೆರಿ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ cytoplasma and plastids in the form of proplastids. Okay, then last one point, see, this is the cell wall, nucleus, and this is cytoplasm. Okay, cytoplasm. See, another character, cell wall is thin and made up of cellulose. Cell wall is thin, very thin, because it is immature and made up of cellulose. Okay, so these are the characters of meristematic tissue. Very important, the characters of meristematic tissue, especially in the competitive NEET exam. They will mix up the characters of different plant tissues. Okay. So, character, these are immature cells and they are active in cell division. Cells are closely packed without any intercellular space. Then nucleus is at the center. They lack vacuoles if they are present in the form of small. If they are present, they are in small. Plastids are in the form of proplastids, means immature plastids. Then shape may be of spherical, oval, rectangular or polygonal in shape. Do not store any reserve food material. It's very important. Then for competitive exam also, the cell wall is thin and made up of cellulose. Then this is the structure or diagram of meristematic tissue. Take down this. Next, we will discuss classification of meristems or meristematic tissue. Okay. First type, that is based on position or location. Classification of meristematic tissue based on location for 5 marks, very important for board exam. Okay. So, based on position or location in the plant body, the meristematic tissues are classified into 3 types, that is apical meristem, then intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. See, when we take the lateral section of growing shoot means the upper part, aerial part of the plant body. So, longitudinal section, LS lateral section, ಉದ್ದವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಲೇಡಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ತೆಗೆದರೆ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್ನ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬರೀಲೇಬೇಕು 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸಿಗೆ. 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So this is LS of shoot, LS of growing shoot. Similarly, if you take the LS of root, growing root, is well studied in flowering plant, where we can notice the different parts of meristematic tissues on particular position. See, the apical meristem means this is a type of meristem present in all growing tips of the plant body. Present apical meristem present in all growing tips. The all growing tips of the plant body consists apical meristem, like stem, tip, leaf, tip, root, tip, any growing tip of the plant body, flower tip, growing flower tip, growing fruit tip. So any growing tip of the plant body consists apical meristem. So this is the growing tip, is called as apical meristem. This is apical meristem. This is LS of root. Okay. So all growing tips of the plant body, like stem tip, leaf tip, root tip, consists apical meristems. See, the growing leaf consists apical meristem, and growing shoot consists apical meristem. So while growing apical meristem during growth of the leaves, this will grow into leaves and stem. What happens? The growing apical meristem in growing leaves and growing stem, some cells. So see, this is the actually growing tip here and growing leaves here. Okay, this region of apical meristem, some part is left behind. So it is left behind, it grows, and here it grows into leaf, right? So some part of growing shoot apical meristem and growing leaf apical meristem, it left behind some meristematic tissue in the axis or the angle between stem and leaves, in the axis of the leaves, and this meristem further develops into what? Axillary bud. Okay, so the growing some part of the growing stem and some part of the growing leaf, they will left behind a small part of apical meristem. That apical meristem develops into axillary bud, which further develop into branches or flowers. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಅಪಿಕಲ್ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಅಪಿಕಲ್ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಲೀವ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಅಪಿಕಲ್ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಅಪಿಕಲ್ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು ಇಷ್ಟು ಚಿಕ್ಕದಿದ್ದಾಗ ಇದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 100 ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು 10 ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ಮು ಮತ್ತು ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಲೀಫು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆ 10 ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತವೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಲರಿ ಬಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಉಳಿಸ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಲರಿ ಬಡ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. and those axillary buds further develop into stem or branches or flowers. ಅವು ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಆಗೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ಲವರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಗ್ರೋ ಆಗೋದು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ಅಪಿಕಲ್ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ second lateral, first intercalary meristem. These are the meristem which is present above and below the nodal region. ಇದು ನೋಡ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಮಾರ್ಫಾಲಜಿಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೆಮ್ ವೇರ್ ಲೀವ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ಅರೈಸಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ನೋಡ್ನ ಮೇಲ್ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ನೋಡ್ನ ಕೆಳಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ these are the meristem, intercalary meristem or the meristem present above the nodal region and below the nodal region. The meristematic tissue present above the node and below the node and present at the base of the leaves. Present at the base of the leaves. Meristem present above and below the node and at base of leaf is called as intercalary meristem. These are the meristem is important in elongation of plant growth. These are the meristem which play a very important role in longitudinal growth of the plant body. Okay, see in some plants like grass, bamboo and sugarcane. Plants like bamboo, grass, bamboo and sugarcane, whole internode, not only node, whole internode. Internode means the distance between two nodes is called as internode. The whole internode is made up of intercalary meristem. The whole internode is made up of intercalary meristem. So these plants, that is grass, bamboo, sugarcane, they will grow fast when compared to ಅದರ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಫಾಸ್ಟಾಗಿ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಅರ್ಬೇಷಿಯಸ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್, ಈ ಕ್ಯಾಟಲ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಗ್ರಾಸ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ತಿಂದೋಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾಳೆ ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಬೆಳೆದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಫಾಸ್ಟಾಗಿ ಬೆಳೀತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಫುಡ್ ಇಲ್ದಂಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಗ್ರಾಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಇರೋಂಥವು ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಸುಮಾರು ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕ್ವಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಫಾಸ್ಟಾಗಿ ಫುಡ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತವೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇದು ಫಾಸ್ಟಾಗಿ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲಿಫೆಂಟ್, ಜಿರಾಫೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಬ್ಯಾಂಬೂನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಿಂತವೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವೈ ದೇ ಗ್ರೋ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಹೋಲ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನೋಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ intercalary meristem. ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಕಾಮನ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ನ ಮೇಲ್ಭಾಗ, ಕೆಳಭಾಗ, ಬೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲೀವ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ intercalary meristems ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಓಲ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನೋಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಕ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಲ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನೋಡ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ, ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಇಂಟರ್ಕ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ last type is lateral meristem. Lateral meristem. These are the meristem present towards lateral sides of the plant body. ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಾಡಿನ ರೈಟ್ ಮತ್ತು ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಸೈಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ನಡುವೆ ಈ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಟೂ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ. ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಗ್ರೋತ್. Secondary growth of the plant body. They help in secondary growth of the plant body, like in dicot plants. Example, vascular cambium and vascular cambium and cork cambium. ಸೊ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಈಗ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಮುಂದೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಡಯಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರೆದು ನಾವು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಕೆಂಬಿಯಂ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ವ್ಯಾಸ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕೆಂಬಿಯಂ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ಕಾರ್ಕ್ ಕೆಂಬಿಯಂ ಏನು, ಈಗ ಅದು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ ಬೇಡ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬರೆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದು ಡೀಟೇಲಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ನ ನೀವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲ್ಯಾಟ್ರಲ್ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಮೆರಿಸ್ಟಮ್ which is present in lateral side of the plant body and they help in secondary growth of the dicot plants, especially in dicot plants. Then example for lateral meristem is vascular cambium and cork cambium. Later on we will discuss detail on cambium and vascular cambium and cork cambium, not now. Okay, so this is the different types of meristem based on position and location. So we studied in today's class, we studied what? The tissues, then meristematic tissue, before that classification of tissues, meristematic tissue, character of meristematic tissue and the classification of meristematic tissue. Here we studied based on position. Next two types, that is based on function and based on origin we will study in next video. So here apical meristem, the meristem present at the all growing tips of the plant body. Intercalary meristem, these are the meristem present above and below the nodes and base of the leaves, but in plants like grass, bamboo and sugarcane, whole internode is made up of intercalary meristem. Then lateral meristem, these are the meristem present on lateral side of the plant body, especially in dicot plants, and they help in secondary growth. Example are vascular cambium and cork cambium. So in future classes we will discuss detail about the cambium, vascular cambium and cork cambium. Okay, so this is the classification of meristem. Next two classification of meristem we will study in next video. So far, thanks.